This is AV SuperFriends Perspectives, a collection of interviews, discussions, and presentations from conferences, trade shows, and events that just don't fit either of the other two shows. Some are long, some are short, but they'll all have valuable insights, useful information, or just good conversation with thought leaders and subject matter experts. And now, the AV SuperFriends. Day 3 at InfoComm.
This is day 7.
Day 7 for you.
7.6.2 version 3.
Rev 3.
It's because you're sleeping like 3 hours a night, man.
So afternoon of day 3. It's been a long 3 days of the show floor. I think all of us here were involved with things ahead of time, except Larry, who flew in when he felt like it. But
yeah, I was involved in traveling, and that counts.
And we are at the Biamp booth.
I feel like this is tradition now.
It is, yeah.
It's like every InfoComm, we're going to close out the show at Biamp.
We can do that.
Is that what we're going to do from now
so
on?
So next year in the booth, they're going to...
Because we did it last year.
We need a podcasting area.
That was a highlight of last year, one of them.
Joined by Zach Snook. Zach, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you sitting here holding a microphone?
Well, thanks, guys.
And get that right up in your face.
Yes, all right. So I'm the Director of Product Management at Biamp. So I run the team that creates all the products that we're displaying here for all the solutions that we deploy. And I think it's because of our comfy seats that you guys are coming in here, and that's why it's the last day.
We're going to be sitting on metal, like uncomfortable metal stools.
I said come over here to be a little more comfy, right? So
you do have one of the more comfortable booths at the show.
Yeah.
This is our biggest booth ever this year. So
it is?
It was introduced at ISE, and now we're using it here at InfoComm. So it's more and more footprint every year, and we still are exploding out with as many products we have, you know. So it's been great. We needed the extra space.
Well, and speaking of those products, what do you guys bring in this year that you want to talk? What if I need to tell somebody about something on Monday? What am I telling them about that I saw at Biamp?
There are a ton of stuff happening here for
notes.
Biamp. Yeah, exactly.
Hold on to your butts.
I almost have to turn around and look and remember it all, right?
There's this box over there. Some things, some stuff.
So we've come out with some pretty major updates. I can't go through the entire list here. You know, your listeners would not want to sit through all that. But the major updates are a new amplifier line. So we have a Volterra amplifier line that we have announced over a year ago. But the new products on that are our Volterra D series, which is a digital amplifier. So it does ABB and Dante. It's also a power sharing amplifier, so you can either do 1200 to 24 watts across 4 or 8 channels. There's a version of that amplifier called the DM, which is basically an amplifier with a DSP inside. So it's really interesting in cost savings. So sometimes you need, more analog I/O for line level outputs, inputs, and that's what you can get through a Forte. But sometimes you need amp channels and not a whole lot of input channels. So why not put the DSP where you need it? So having that DSP within the amplifier is kind of unique, and that's one of the big announcements we came out with here. That helps us in our bigger installed spaces. It's perfectly paired with some of our community loudspeakers. We do have a new loudspeaker out this show. It's an aisle speaker, which is kind of interesting because when you have outdoor spaces or even indoor aisles and spaces, we have a speaker that is designed to cover like almost a rectangle on the ground and keep its coverage pattern like very tight within an aisle. And aisles are everywhere. So
by aisles you mean spaces between seats, not small islands.
Exactly. Well, think about passageways on a campus where you want coverage of sound, but you don't need to kind of spill out all over the place.
Gotcha.
And then you get into things like airports and warehouses and the like. So that speaker is going to be pretty cool for us. It's really unique in the industry. Some of the smaller stuff in the smaller rooms, we introduced a new camera and conferencing bar. So it's the sort of big brother to our existing Parlay VBC 2500. This device, the VBC 2500 was sort of unique. The audio quality of that was phenomenal, and it would cover pretty large spaces. We designed that bar to be kind of purpose-built into medium rooms, but the audio was pushed. You could actually go a little further. So we recognized that, and when people were putting us in larger rooms, the audio could maintain, but the camera kind of fell off a little bit. The camera's perfect for medium rooms, but as you get larger than that, we, it didn't zoom enough, it didn't kind of perform. So the VBC 2800 is our same great bar audio, but in this case we've upgraded the camera, so now it can push us into larger rooms, and we do offer that as a standalone camera as well. And then one last big update, I guess, is we are coming out with our Max Connect line. We've announced that it will be shipping in July. But one kind of key feature that's new to Max Connect is the ability to offer more rebroadcasts. So if you have, say, a classroom in this case, and you want to use a Max Connect system, a lot of times we had big requests on the education front for this, where a teacher wants to broadcast out to multiple people content. So not only can you see that in the room, but now you can pick up your personal device, your laptop, your phone, your tablet, and you can look at what that content is. In some cases, there could be multiple content shared, and you can actually, as an individual, select which content you want to look at that time. And then with that, we've included a moderator mode. So in some cases, if there's an instructor or a teacher at the front of the classroom, they want to control what everybody sees, and they don't want people sharing things, and have a little bit more control over that. So that's a lot. There was more. You can check our website for the complete list, but I think those are the high level, the ones that stand out, I guess.
Fair enough. On the Max Connect line, how does the trying to turn me down a bit here. How does the multiple content streams work? You said they have the ability to select what content stream they're seeing at a time. Are there multiple? How is it picking up that content?
Yeah. So the Max Connect itself, you start with your brought device. Again, tablets, phones, computers, laptops, and you join a network. So it's a wireless or wired, I guess if you're on the wired network, but it's a network-based transport. And what you do is you open up an app, or you can use a web page, and you basically put in a 4-digit code that's on the main screen. When you do that, you're connected to the system. And when you're connected, you can do two things. You can share content. So I could take my laptop and I could hit share and select a screen or select an application, or I can view content. So if I have 30 people in a room, up to 6 of those people could be sharing content at the same time. I could put that content on the display. In fact, I could put all 6 up at the same time and compare them and look back and forth. And any of the people that are joined in that session can actually get what we call a rebroadcast, and they can select between those same content.
Okay.
So it brings the content not only to the front of the room, but also to your own personal device. You get to be your own director in that case.
That might be interesting, because we've had a couple of people approach us with questions about ADA capabilities and how they can help students who might have some sight impairment see, and that sounds like a great opportunity to bring the content closer to them and allow them control to zoom into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a thing. Another thing it offers is the ability to annotate. So if you're in that session and you see something on somebody's shared content, you can annotate and everybody else can annotate. So it's almost, it's content sharing, but it's collaboration on that content as well.
Does it pick up any of, if I have a larger existing system, a traditional classroom AV system, does the hardware box, the appliance, does it have a content ingest like a wired HDMI input or something like that?
It does. Okay. It has a wired HDMI ingest.
Okay.
And then, you can certainly put a switcher or something in front of that too if you wanted to go more wired.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the exact scenario I was thinking about. So
absolutely.
All right. So, Justin, thoughts? You're just talking up a storm.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to fall asleep over here.
Two comfy chairs.
Which is
That was the problem.
A direct reflection of Zach's.
No, it is not.
Yeah, that's I blame the chairs. They're comfy.
Max Connect. I was like, yeah, I've got it. Yep. Don't trail off. Yep.
Don't trail off.
So let me ask some questions about the. You said that I'm going to get the part number wrong. The VBC 280. 2800.
See, I'm paying attention. I got 2800.
Now,
is there an A version or not an A version anymore? Do they all have the ALS out?
So they all have them now, yeah.
That's
so the
cool.
ALS is
does
on
it
that.
have the other?
The input?
The input?
It has an input?
It does.
Oh, that's big. So you should have said that in the beginning.
You're getting a round of applause.
Lead with that.
Yes.
Lead
So
with
the camera,
Yes.
and then it also has an audio input, so you can actually go both directions.
Is it just 1/8 inch?
What we did is we took like a clever little wiring scheme, so we have like I guess you would say like tip ring sleeve. So it's
you
a
just solder
multi-port.
it in?
So we actually offer a little cable. So the
Okay, it
cable
comes
that
with
you
an
can buy,
adapter.
so you can use it on its own for an input or an output, but if you want both, you just insert this cable, and then you have your ALS out and your feed
Well,
in.
as somebody who buys a bunch of the 2500 series, Excuse me, the 2500A.
Yeah,
Which I have used one time, but it is there. I'm excited about the 2800 better cameras, but then also that analog input for those oddball scenarios where you need to get something else in there.
I'll throw one more in there for you too. It also has an Ethernet port, and that Ethernet port now has opened up some control capabilities. So right now it will be controlled.
Larry was actually he was taken aback.
I am, like we've been screaming for that group of controls forever, and it seems like we now have it.
It's there.
So basically, you have the sound bar that all the other sound bars have some of these features, but you combined everybody's features into one thing.
Yes, exactly.
That's sweet.
Yep.
There we go.
Does it have some sort of weird proprietary mounting scheme? Did you do something else to it to just to ruin it? So.
To the mounting scheme?
Yeah.
Like how to?
Did you decide instead of like a VESA pattern or
like maybe it's
2 inches shorter on both sides?
No. It's the same mounting pattern, the same size as what we have already.
It only has like a Velcro attachment on one side and it hangs or something.
There has to be something wrong at this point.
Would you screw up?
No, there's nothing.
What'd you all screw up on this? We're not finding
And it has the launch capabilities and that AI noise reduction and reverb. So
does it integrate with any Tessera or anything like that, or how does that play out?
Not at the moment. Right now, it is still.
I heard something. Not at the moment.
Still in a large room, you're still choosing between the bar or the bundled system.
Sure.
I know that's been a point of discussion for a number of years. Is like ABB integration or something in that form factor.
To do something like that, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably an edge case, but I know
one thing that we've noticed is with the microphone performance itself. I could get a little nerdy here, maybe.
Please do,
absolutely.
But it's a 27-element mic array, which is massive. And people ask, like, okay, what does that do for me? Why do I care that there's 27 mics? No other bar has that, and they all seem to work, right? Well,
who are these people asking that question?
Yes,
lots of people.
Why aren't they here learning?
Yes. Well, the reason we do that really affects why we don't see as much of a request for secondary microphones or tie-ins to those systems. Because what we do is, it's a sub-band array is what they call it. I've learned a lot from our DSP friends. But we take a collection of 5 of those elements, and the distance between those elements is really tailored to a specific frequency band. And tailored, I mean, it can be a really, really tight polar pattern. So we take the first 5 and we make a tight polar pattern at a certain subset of frequencies, and then we take another 5 and do another set of frequencies and another 5. So the further away from the center bar you go, the lower the frequencies become, and we get tight patterns. And what that allows us to do is keep coverage very, very tight, which means the tighter you can do, the longer you can do. So our microphones actually stretch way back into a room. We've seen rooms pushing 25 to 28 feet. Our microphone will still cover.
There we go, Zach. Talk dirty to us. We like,
I figured you'd like that.
That's great. That nerdy devil stuff right there. We like all the inside.
I do want to say, related to the pickup range of the microphones, because it sounds like the microphones on the 2800 are they fundamentally unchanged from the 2500? Or
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So kudos to your team on this one for being honest about it, but I was talking to one of your colleagues, Andrew Muhammad, about 2 years ago about it. We have a tough room. It's in an old house, and they blew down some walls and stuff. And it's a long room. It was like 40 feet, but only like 9 foot high.
Yep.
And we talked about like the VBC in there, and he was honest. He was like, it's not going to work for you in that scenario, because you're not going to be happy with the performance. People are going to be upset, and they're going to blame our stuff because like, hey, that thing I bought doesn't work. And it's like, no, it's just this is the wrong environment. So I just want to say kudos to the performance on the microphones, but also for your team for being honest about it. There are times when that's not the right solution.
100%. And our calculators actually reflect that as well. There's a couple cool kind of Easter eggs in the calculator. First, the bar's in there, so it will show you where that audio coverage is kind of falling off when you get out of the kind of optimal zone. It also kind of accounts for acoustics, so you can put that in there. But there are times in our calculator where you'll put in a scenario and we'll say, no, it's not for us, because you need help. So, for example, a large room with very minimal microphones with horrible acoustics. That's a scenario you could. Not that ever exists, right?
No,
but
we don't do those.
I don't have hundreds
of those. It's a scenario
rooms.
that you can do in our calculator, and certain things, ceiling heights are too high. We'll stop it there and say no, we wouldn't recommend ceiling microphones in that case. So we'd recommend table so it's things like that. I appreciate that, because we do want our systems to be successful, our customers to be happy, and and honesty is the key to that.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to trying out the 2800 myself. But
honest specifications, we love it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Novel idea.
No, the 2500 is great. I'm sorry, the 2500A. So that's my go-to for any of those scenarios, and awesome. I'm doing a lot of them because we have a room actually right now on campus that we took out. An old short throw projector, and it had a full mini lectern and touch panel and all. Took all that out. Here's a big display on a wall and a VBC 2500, and they're happy as can be. So
I'd love to hear that.
Well, and the room didn't need all the stuff that was in there before, and we simplified the heck out of it, and it works better too. So, and you can actually hear people in the room. So it's amazing how that works.
That's sort of a trend in the industry, right? Like the simplicity of that,
absolutely.
And we've certainly dove into that wholeheartedly. When we came out with Biamp Launch, which is in the bar, and our other bundles, that was, deploy a system in a matter of minutes. So you can go out once everything's connected up, you hit the button, and the system tunes itself, and it does it in a real, using real data, and we have a report that comes out of that. But even our single cable solutions, everything is on the back of a device using a single Cat5 cable. It makes it easy to install, easy to set up, and then easy to use. Yeah. One other thing that I really kind of forgot to mention in our new product announcement, and also in this ease of use category, we've introduced a concept called Biamp Workplace. Biamp Workplace really merges together two functions that we have as product lines. So first, we acquired Evoco less than a year ago. Great scheduling products with the Evoco acquisition, but they also had a really awesome cloud-based scheduling software. So they were in the cloud. You could go out, do your scheduling, allowed for the app management, so we had scheduling apps and the like. We also had SageView. SageView was our monitoring and management suite. It was on-prem, but it could monitor all the Biamp devices, let you know everything's functioning correctly. What we've done with this recent announcement of Biamp Workplace is merge those two things together. So now you kind of have this one-stop shop for your things monitoring, managing, and scheduling within Biamp. So it's really kind of setting the basis of cloud-based monitoring and management and our app integration, and really kind of it's exciting for us because we're pulling more and more of our product lines together within the Biamp Workplace as a base ecosystem. So you're really going to start to see, Biamp has grown with a bunch of products and a bunch of acquisitions, and some of them felt like, okay, how do they all piece together? This is where you're starting to see that piecing together really, really come around. So Biamp Workplace is announced at this show. It's our entry level. It really solves a lot of problems, especially that cloud-based management that everybody's looking for us. But you're going to see a lot of growth from us there. So it's really exciting times to have that happen. You'll see more and more and more stuff coming into Biamp Workplace.
And then next year, all the Tessera line rolls into the Workplace software, right?
The
Tessera software itself, right?
We'll just, quite possible.
We'll just roll that in there.
Anything's possible.
All cloud-based. So
these are all great ideas. Keep them coming.
Well, I'd take all the software and just smush it all into one big lump. So
it's a big announcement, though. That's definitely something that has been exciting for people.
Is the older on-prem SageView going to stick around?
Yeah, we'll still keep it. If you have a secure, plenty of places don't want that cloud place, so we'll keep that around.
Well, it's not so much don't want. I think we all like the concept, just like you described, that I can easily log into a single portal and get access to all that.
Yep.
It's getting the network security team on board to ensure that it's being done correctly, and it takes some time, and that time is measured in years.
And we kind of have to juggle the value it adds versus the effort to get it on.
Yep, the effort to do stuff.
And one of the advantages with bringing in Evoco is they had done a lot of that work. So a lot of the security, pen testing stuff, we definitely had a leg up with that. We got more than just scheduling. We got beautiful scheduling panels, but that was also very valuable to us. So very, very welcome addition to the family.
Very cool. Justin, your thoughts?
That was great. I'm going to go buy some Biamp boards.
All right. Hey, we're accepting POs right now.
Yeah.
Cut your PO right now. You're not leaving this booth until
You're going to miss your flight until that PO.
Yeah, they're going to stand there and
my
wait.
laptop's dead. I got to do a whole thing.
Okay. We'll give you a rain check.
You can plug it in.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
They got outlets here.
We'll work on it this coming week. We got a lot of catching up to do anyway.
There you go.
Well, Zach, thanks for jumping in and sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else that we didn't bring up? Anything else we forgot to talk about? Anything else you want to point us towards, or is there existing stuff in the booth we need to make sure that people see?
I think anything I've missed. If you want to check out www.biamp.com, that will be the spot.
Right.
We definitely have all our new products listed there, much more information on how everything works. So that's a very good spot for listeners to go and check out.
Well, I'll be honest. I do that. I go to all the manufacturer websites the next week to see all the stuff that I missed. I'm like, damn it, where was that?
Like everything's just right there on the first page. Brand new. It's like,
there's always one or two things that I wish I would have seen or somehow missed or whatever. So there's too much stuff here. Bring less stuff next year.
Yes.
Next year you should have a bigger booth. No, bigger booth, just one item.
Something sitting right in the middle.
All right. This is all we have.
I'll see how that flies with our CEO, Rashid.
The rest of it's just a coffee bar, except for that one item in the middle.
Rashid might be mad about that.
Yeah.
Be brave.
He does like his products.
This is great. I'm looking forward to exploring more of the booth too. So
awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time, guys.
Very cool. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Zach.
Well, that wraps up another episode of AV Super Friends Perspectives. If you have a perspective to share, you can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV Super Friends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.